We just got a ton of exciting new information about Ninja Gaiden RageBound. Multiple playable characters, a ton of new enemy types with cool death animations. Not to mention details about the game's traversal and combat mechanics, and when you combine them correctly, it could lead to some stylish looking gameplay. Speaking of stylish, we even get to ride a motorcycle. Ninjas on a motorcycle? Sign me up. The more I see of Ninja Gaiden RageBound, the more excited I get. The wonderful animations, the beautiful pixel art, the fast-paced combat combined with top-notch music, and the incredible cinematics, what more could I ask for? And truthfully, I shouldn't even be surprised, because RageBound is coming from the Game Kitchen. You know the guys behind Blasphemous 1 and 2? Yeah, they definitely have experience at delivering top-quality 2D action combined with amazing cinematic story narrative, which is really what put old school Ninja Gaiden on the map. Anyone who played these games back in the day knows what I'm talking about. To this day, some of those cutscenes are engraved into my memory. That bitch. Well, in the revealed trailer, we were introduced to Kenji Monzu, an upcoming ninja in the Hayabusa clan. But in this latest trailer, we had a few more discoveries, like another playable character, Kumori. But unlike Kenji, she's not part of the Hayabusa clan. Instead, she belongs to the Black Spider Ninja clan. And while sadly Ryu is not the main protagonist in his latest 2D entry, it was cool to see him in his black leather uniform and this beautiful pixel art. By the way, if they don't have this as an unlockable skin, it would be such a missed opportunity. But let's move on to the game's actual two playable characters. And if you're like me, you're scratching your head and asking the question, why is someone from the Hayabusa clan teaming up with a Black Spider Ninja? Aren't they sworn enemies? I mean, shouldn't they hate each other more than Sub-Zero and Scorpion? But before we speculate the reasoning for this unlikely duo, I want to take a moment to discuss the new gameplay elements that have been revealed to us, such as the guillotine boost, which allows us to perform multiple jumps in a row as long as we hit an enemy or object while in the air with a spin attack.
The guillotine boost, which lets you bounce off enemies and projectiles with a spin attack. Not only will it deal damage, it extends your time in the air and therefore will help you cross wide areas with no ground beneath your feet. Game Kitchen has prepared many platforming challenges for you around this technique.
Or how about the hypercharge attack?
You'll notice certain enemies have a glowing aura around them. These you can slash to load your hypercharge attack, which decimates large foes and obstacles with one hit.
Though guillotine boost and hypercharge attacks are not the only new gameplay mechanics in RageBound. As I said before, the game has two playable characters. However, it seems you don't merely select which character you want to play as and blast your way through the levels. Instead, the Game Kitchen took a different approach with this. That is right, these two actually fuse together, merging their strength and abilities. Now, since Kumori's body is physically trapped in the demon world, only her spirit can travel with Kenji. That being said, through demonic altars, she could temporarily return to the physical world.
Interesting new additions to the classic Ninja Gaiden formula is Kumori, a demoness who will become your companion and has some useful tricks of her own. If you happen upon a demon altar, Kumori can commune with it and switch to the dark world, where hidden demonic entities are revealed and can be used to navigate environments and open whatever was blocking Kenji's path.
Okay, now for the fun part, pure speculation on why a Hayabusa ninja and the new leader of the Black Spider clan would partner up. But before we dive into this is a massive disclaimer. This is just speculation for fun, I really don't know what's gonna happen. And I'm gonna be diving into a little bit of Ninja Gaiden lore. Before anyone says anything in the comments, yes, I know there's been a million retcons and the games are all over the place, so just please bear with me. So you may have noticed I mentioned that Kumori is the new leader of the Black Spider clan. And that is correct according to the PlayStation blog post. She's not an upcoming inspiring warrior like Kenji, she's already at the top. You might be asking yourself what happened to the clan's last leader? Well, Ryu Hayabusa happened.
Ryu Hayabusa.
Genshin, go back to hell.
That is right, the 3D games are actually prequels to the NES trilogy. And since RageBound takes place at the same time as the original game, the Black Spider clan has been put through the ringer quite a bit at this point. I mean, did you not play Ninja Gaiden 2 Black earlier this year? Ryu basically slaughtered Black Spider members by the thousands. So it begs the question, why would their new leader team up with Ryu's pupil? Well, I have a theory. It's a little bit far out there, but I think it would be pretty cool. What if the attack on the village is a ruse? Think about it. Jo Hayabusa just got his axe kicked by Mouth and is consumed dead. Ryu is off to America dealing with the events of the OG game, so now would be the perfect time to strike. And what better way to do it than to corrupt the soul of Ryu's rising star? I mean, it really wouldn't be the first time the Black Spider clan has partnered with demons and the fiends. I mean, Genshin turns into a fiend himself, and he's not the only member of the clan to do so. There was also Shadow Ninja Razetsu.
I am Shadow Ninja Rasetsu, and you will not be there alive.
As well as Obaba, who is an extremely powerful Black Spider clan sorceress, a descendant from the Fiend's bloodline, who is so involved with black magic that her fiend form has evolved into a monster's size. So yeah, with the Black Spider clan's history with the fiends, I wouldn't be surprised if we find out Kumori is actually one of the game's main villains. With their history of hating the Hayabusa clan, it would make complete sense. I mean, they've spent centuries with a one-track mind of stopping the dragon lineage. So maybe they're thinking with the combined might of the new leader of the Spider clan and Kenji, it would finally be enough to end the dragon lineage.
Bloodline of the Dragon Ninja ends here.
But this unholy alliance is not the only interesting thing the game kitchen is cooking up with RageBound's plot, because they're also making a prologue that takes place before the event of the 1988 Ninja Gaiden game. Cast your mind back to the first cutscene that kicked off this legendary franchise. You know the one. Two ninjas in an epic showdown, in an open field under the light of a full moon, as they race towards each other, lunging into the air as they strike at each other with their swords. As they land on the ground, we see one of the ninjas fall over, and we later learn that this was Ryu's father, Jo Hayabusa. In RageBound, we're getting a prologue as Jo Hayabusa, and we actually get to see the events that eventually lead up to his untimely death. We get to see him write the letter to Ryu, explaining what needs to be done in case he doesn't make it out of this duel alive. By the way, it is a nice touch that we don't see Jo open his eyes. After all, if the devs really are trying to somewhat stay faithful to the weird timeline of Ninja Gaiden, Jo would be blind during this event, as he does lose his eyesight in his duel with Genshin in Ninja Gaiden 2, which is why he's blindfolded when we meet up with him in Razor's Edge.
Not an easy thing to live in the darkness. But there are times when we must face the darkness and overcome it, or else.
It's just really cool that they're doing this. I've always wanted a game where I get to play as Jo Hayabusa, so this prologue is a real treat. Plus the fact that they're including the letter word for word to the original game is a nice touch. Hell, they even mention archaeologist Walter Smith. You know, another character that dies in the OG game. Jeez, it's actually insane how cinematic Ninja Gaiden was way back in 1988. Though I have to admit, I hope RageBound even takes this a step further than just a simple prologue. It would be cool if we see more on Jo and what actually happens to him and how he becomes the masked devil. Overall, I'm very excited to see what Ninja Gaiden RageBound has to offer, from the gameplay to the story. Ninja Gaiden RageBound is set to release this summer for the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and Series S and X consoles, Nintendo Switch, and PC. But I would love to hear what you all think. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. By the way, if you made it this far and did enjoy the video, let me know by dropping a like, and if you are new, please consider subscribing. As for me, I got a ton of work to do, so I'm gonna get back to the grind, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.